Hi, I'm Mark and you're watching Bowen TV.
Hi there, I'm here just to give people a bit of a virtual tour of the proposed site and conceptual design of the Bowen Island Community Center. Behind me here in the forest, just off of Government Road, we have the site that we propose. You'll see up on my right here, there's access to the bluff, which is a very scenic bluff. Down to the left goes down Government Road and down towards the main part of the cove. And off to my far right here is Bowen Island Community School. We're very close to it here. The principle behind siting it here is that we needed proximity to existing facilities, to the cove, and also to the school. We wanted to see some proximities, some interchange between people that have different interests and different focus in the community, the arts, recreation. We wanted to have a gathering place for everyone. We wanted to have a living room where people could come and gather, seniors, youth, and so on and so forth, and just really communicate, have a good time, and meet their social and recreational needs. So, this is where we propose to put it. It's an 18,700 square foot building, which is a very modest building. We propose to have a small gym to augment the big gym at Bowen Island Community School there. We also propose to have a multi-use cultural event space, which is in essence a theater, but a flat floor theater that can handle 155 patrons with retractable seating, and with the flat floor configuration will probably hold up to 200 people for various community events. There's also a number of smaller and more modest multi-purpose rooms, and we think that that will cover the immediate needs of the community. So down to my left here, going down the hill, I'm standing in the exact spot where the entranceway would be. There, the living room will go straight through to the Bluff Park. It will have a lot of glass. You'll be able to access the building from both sides. It'll be basically an entranceway to the forest to look at our natural environment and work it into the design of the building. Down here on a lower slope, it will head down the hill and we'll have the cultural facility. There's enough room in this area for expansion if the facilities are in the future, if we need more facilities in the future. Down at the foot of the hill there on the corner of Seniors Lane, there's also a substantial lot where commercial interests could place something there, or potentially a municipal hall as well, although that's not in our initial plans. You'll also see that off to the right we have almost level access down into Bowen Court, which is seniors, and there's also room down there. I believe council is now looking at mixed-use housing down in that area. We'll take a look at that in just a second. But it's something that would be really good for seniors to be able to access this easily and also form a social center for them. So let's go have a look at the proposed site. So as you see behind me, this path up from Bowen Court is reasonably level, and what this represents for the community center is this is the expansion area where we could put more facilities in the future if need be. It also provides interim parking, temporary parking for the first few years in this area, and the access will be up from Seniors Lane into this area here. There's ample parking for both servicing Bowen Island Community School and the new facility. So here we have the Bluff Park, which is a beautiful park. A lot of second growth alder in here that will need to be thinned out, but essentially what we have here is a beautiful, beautiful park, and it will be protected in perpetuity and also be a feature of the community center so that we have access to the natural environment. So you would think, looking at this incredible view behind me, that we're on top of a mountain here on Bowen Island, but in fact we're just a couple of hundred yards off Government Road, right behind the school. Just below us here is Seniors Lane. This is what we call the Bluff Park, and it's an unbelievable resource for Bowen Island. It's very accessible to tourists getting off the ferry, to local people, to kids, and so on and so forth. So we propose to protect this area as a park, and just adjacent to it, towards my left here, down towards Government Road, will be the community center. Potentially the art center part of it will have a green roof with access from this area, a little bit lower on this area, right onto a green roof, which would be fabulous for demonstrating sustainable principles and as a lookout point and probably as a tourist attraction in its own right. So I'm now actually standing also in the protected park area, the bluff area, and off to my left here you'll see the proximity to the school. Right down here is where the recreation component will be, so you can see kids will be able to walk over from the school and take part in after school activities and so on and so forth without crossing a major road, and they will have access to this beautiful park. Here we are just at the head of the trail to Artisan Square. We're right across from the school and just a few steps from the proposed community center. We feel that what this would do by positioning it there would be to draw people up the hill, encourage them to walk further up the hill to the Artisan Square businesses. The inn at Artisan Square would be a great boon to our initiative. It would provide accommodation for people visiting the island. They'd be within walking distance of events here down at the field. And we believe that it could encourage a lot of businesses to thrive here on the island. So here we are down below the proposed site for the facility. On my right here you'll see this is potentially where the cultural events component will be. There's quite a slope here, so we will take advantage of the difference in grade to minimize the visual impact of the building itself. It also provides an incremental way of accessing the top of the hill, which is the recreational part of the facility, and it's partway in between, so it will encourage people to go down after they've seen shows or whatever, spend their money in the cove, and it's kind of a staging point to get people to explore further up the hill in the cove. Down here on my right hand side you'll see there's this whole corner of Seniors Lane, which we feel would be perfect for commercial purposes with some kind of a partnership with the business community. Potentially you could be putting the municipal hall in here, although we have recommended slightly further down the hill for that location. But this is a wonderful location here for business, and it again creates that energy of being able of drawing people up the hill and having somewhere to go when you come and visit the cove, getting off the ferry. Further down Seniors Lane, again, we have mentioned that that's a perfect place for housing, possibly mixed housing, and it draws people right along to the seniors facility and creates a wonderful, a whole neighborhood that embraces culture, the arts, seniors, and recreation. Now, well, it's a lovely afternoon. I think I'm just going to wander on down the hill here, grab a bite to eat in the cove, and hopefully everyone will come and find out more about our initiative soon. Bye-bye now.